Good morning and welcome to Little by Little, a short time in God's Word. It's Friday and we're going to wrap up Matthew chapter 23 today. Hope we see you this weekend at Calvary Chapel, Port Angeles at 8:30 or 10:30. Catch us online at 10:30 on calvarypa.org/ hit the live stream button there, or on YouTube or on Facebook. All right. Matthew 23. Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. So do and observe whatever they tell you, but not the works they do. For they preach but do not practice. They tie up heavy burdens, hard to bear, and lay them on people's shoulders. But they themselves are not willing to move them with their finger. They do all their deeds to be seen by others, for they make their phylacteries broad and their fringes long. They love the place of honor at feasts and the best seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the marketplace, and being called rabbi by others. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. Call no man your father on earth, for you have one Father who is in heaven. Neither be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Christ. The greatest among you shall be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You shut the kingdom of heaven to people's faces, for you neither enter yourselves nor allow others who would enter to go in. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You travel across sea and land to make a single proselyte, and when he becomes a proselyte, you make him twice as much a child of hell as yourselves. Woe to you, blind guides, who say, if anyone swears by the temple, it is nothing. But if anyone swears by the gold of the temple, he is bound by his oath. You blind fools! For which is greater, the gold or the temple that has made the gold sacred? And you say, if anyone swears by the altar, it is nothing. But if anyone swears by the gift that is on the altar, he is bound by his oath. You blind men! For which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift sacred? So whoever swears by the altar swears by it and by everything on it. And whoever swears by the temple swears by it and by him who dwells in it. And whoever swears by heaven swears by the throne of God and by him who sits upon it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You tithe mint and dill and cumin. You have neglected the weightier matters of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. These you ought to have done without neglecting the others. You blind guides, straining out a gnat and swallowing a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you clean the outside of the cup and the plate, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee! First clean the inside of the cup and the plate, that the outside also may be clean. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tomb, which outwardly appear beautiful, but within are full of dead people's bones and are all uncleanness. You also outwardly appear righteous to others, but within you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of the righteous, saying, if we had lived in the days of our fathers, we would not have taken part with them in shredding the blood of the prophets. Thus you witness against yourselves that you are sons of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up then the measure of your fathers, you serpent, you brood of vipers. How are you to escape being sentenced to hell? Therefore I send you prophets and wise men and scribes, some of whom you will kill and crucify, and some you will flog in your synagogues and persecute from town to town, so that on you may come all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Truly I say to you, all these things will come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often would I have gathered your children together, as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you are not willing. See, your house is left to you desolate. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. So as we close Matthew chapter 23, we're getting ever closer to the cross. Jesus makes it really clear that the practice of the scribes and the Pharisees continues to go against everything that is right and true and holy. They are saying one thing and doing another. They're pretending that they would not have gone against the prophets. They wouldn't have participated in those things of old. But the reality is they have, and they will not only reject the prophets, they will continue to reject them. They will chase after and persecute those who share the good news of Jesus. They aren't and they won't be guiltless. Jesus then laments, he mourns, he cries over Jerusalem for what it is rather than what it was supposed to be. And that will change one day for sure, but for now, he's mournful over the condition of a city and of a people. He's mourning over the condition of a nation and over those that continue to go their own way. See, Jesus doesn't just care for a city, he cares for people, for you and for me. And he knows how things were once in your life. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. So if you're not in relationship with God through Jesus, today is the day. Make that decision to follow him. And if you are, take the words of the woes and the laments here to evaluate and reorientate, to refocus our eyes on Jesus. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Till next time.